And a go. Welcome to Disaster Party Podcast. As always, it's me, Rob Cedeno, with the one and only.
Oh, whoa, daddy, it's your boy Andy Vivians. That's Bivians, the one and only. And let me tell you something, Rob. Today was my first full day back in the gym and taking some venom. And I got to tell you, I'm feeling so strong, so mean, and so lean. Whoa, daddy. Today, it's episode 16.
Wow. It's always got it. But before we begin, guys, I just want to say, as always, we appreciate all the likes, follows, subscribes, and all that stuff. But again, do us a favor, subscribe to us on YouTube, help us out, help us get those numbers up. Again, also rating and reviewing us on any podcast app, Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. That helps us a lot. So we're just gonna ask right before we start, if you guys can go take a quick second and go do that right now, we'd appreciate it. So again, we'll give you 1 second. Thank you so much for doing that. And
You
if
the
you
best.
didn't, yeah, you're the best. We appreciate it. So Andy,
What up?
how's your week been, man? Since last Sunday, Valentine's
It's
Day.
it's been good. It's been good. Work's been crazy. The snow's kind of scary. Um, Driving in that to work only to have them close an hour before I leave anyway, which is annoying. But it is what it is. It's what happens when you're in healthcare. But uh, work's been good. Had dinner at Bella's. Had some chicken franchise on my plate. It was good. I haven't been there since they were Franks. Um,
I don't know
and
what you're talking about, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's a little Italian restaurant, Wappingers.
Oh, okay.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. What about you?
I did my normal week, but then I took Thursday because everyone thought it was going to be like 8 inches to 12 inches of snow or something. So I was like, all right, I'm staying home. And I decided to go clean our, what would you call it? Our junk closet, I guess.
Oh,
Like, we have like a walk in junk closet.
uh
And I decided to tackle that on Thursday. And let me tell you, that took a while.
huh.
Most of it was not my mess, but there's a lot of
Oh,
like Banks's young clothes and stuff, and it was kind of like sad to put away his like infant baby 3 months, 6 month clothes, 9 months clothes. So it's like he's getting so big now. But
he's growing.
yeah, he's huge. Um, but yeah, besides that, pretty much same old week. Just the fact that they kept saying it was going to snow and it never really did.
Right,
So now I
right.
don't know who to believe.
Well, I mean, we had that first bad day.
Tuesday was not
Um,
that bad.
Sure. Well, it depends on when you went out. Like in the morning, it kind of sucked, and as always, they never do anything on Route 9 or 84, so that was a nightmare to get to, and there was ice, so that sucked. But the next day, they said it was supposed to be all this rain, snow, and sleet, and it was nothing.
Nothing.
Flurries.
Nothing at all.
That's it.
Nothing. But
Tisk, tisk.
so there's one important question that I got a message from a viewer on Insta asking me, "Are you ready for it?
I don't know.
Are you
I
ready
don't
for
know.
it?"
Last time you did this, I definitely wasn't ready.
All
So,
right. Well, I'm gonna answer the question. The
all
question
right.
is, did we watch this week's episode of WandaVision?
Absolutely.
It was really good.
It was great.
They
It,
finally figured out what was going on.
man, so let me tell you something. I hate
Spoilers. No,
WandaVision.
don't spoil nothing, bro.
I won't. I won't. I hate
Okay.
WandaVision for the simple fact of it gives you I can't think of the name of the horror writer where you have such a great movie and then he just ends it out of nowhere. And every time in WandaVision, you watch the episode, and then things pop off, and then it ends.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I'm so angry.
Yep, I can't wait to like really talk about it in detail once we're all done. So actually, what I was gonna say before I give you the real question, I want to say is that we're trying to like get ahead on our schedule. So we just want to let you guys know of like what our upcoming episodes are. So if you guys have any interest, you would know ahead of time. So obviously, we know what we're gonna do this week. We'll get into that in a little bit. Um, so next week, we all know that Justice League is coming out shortly. So next week we're gonna do, yeah.
I can't wait.
Next week, because Andy loves his DC, we're gonna do a in-depth DC episode that kind of get you ready for what's gonna, for those who haven't seen Justice League or those who are not so familiar with the characters, we're gonna do a deep dive and kind of give you some info on the main Justice League characters and maybe some other characters too. The episode after that, as long as there's no extra episode, because I'm hearing that there might be an extra episode twist, we're going to do a WandaVision review. And again, that's only, I'm hearing that they're going to add an extra episode. So if they do, I don't know, we might have to push that. But if we have it and it's normal, we're going to have Sean on for that episode. So we're going to bring back Big Sean. Shawnee!
Yeah. Shawnee!
My name's Sean.
D.
We're going to bring him back to help us with the WandaVision review. After that, we're going to talk about traveling, That's one thing that I know Andy and I want to do, but, the world hasn't allowed us to do it yet. So we're going to talk about past, future, like what we want to do traveling-wise, what we have done traveling-wise, share some stories, share some tips, who knows. And then I'll end here. Then we have March 21st. We're going to do the Justice League movie Snyder cut review. 2 weeks after we got you ready for 3 weeks after we got you ready in the DC overall review, we're gonna do the review for Justice League. So,
man, I can't wait.
That movie's looking real good, man.
I can't. First off, I'm so angry that they didn't release this instead of what they gave us.
And we haven't even seen the movie yet. We're saying that,
right? So, just a small tidbit. It might be in the news. So if it is in the news, sorry, we're talking about this early. You see Joker. Joker is in DC. Mm-hmm. Joker wasn't in DC before. You see Darkseid. Darkseid wasn't in DC before. So many, and they just said that they're naming 5 more villains too. 5.
The movie comes out in like 3 weeks. How are they going to do that?
How did they put Joker and Darkseid in the same movie at the same time? And before they only had what? No, it wasn't Ares. Who was it?
The stupid villain.
Yeah, the dude from Power Rangers.
Zordon.
Zordon taking out the Justice League. I love it.
I don't know what the Zed. Wasn't his name Zed?
Is it Zed?
It was Rita and Zed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Lord Zed.
Lord Zed, yeah.
Except Lord Zed is cooler. But
or Gordon. No.
Who?
Gordon? No. The guy in the gold.
Goldar.
You could tell it's been a while since I watched Power Rangers.
AKA Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yep, Wonder Woman. She's definitely Goldar, 2021 version.
If they bring back that suit, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. The memes were that were funny, too.
Yeah. All right, Andy. So, real question. We got to start out strong here. We got to start out strong. We got to give the people what they want to know, okay?
What is it?
Have you started The Office? Or was your sharing on the Insta just fake?
Ooh.
And if you did start it, how many episodes have you watched? And what do you think so far?
Ooh. So, my post on Insta was true. I have started The Office. I have started watching The Office. I am on, I think, the beginning of episode 3. I got a little carried away today and literally rearranged my entire room. Well, most of my room. And realized I wasn't paying attention to it as much as I probably should, even though I probably could still throw it on and like fold some laundry, but a lot of moving around. So I'm on the beginning of episode 3. And I gotta say, it's good. It's good. Hasn't had too many funny moments yet. I don't know if it's just the beginning.
The first season is a bit rough. I feel like you appreciate the first season more once you finish the series.
Okay. I can also see, because you said in a previous episode how the two people, I don't remember their name, is it a story about their love story? Mm-hmm. Because I could see how that's developing. But the one thing I'm going to say, and it might be not a popular opinion, but Michael Scott is absolutely freaking annoying. 1,000%.
So you want to know? So you want to know a fun fact?
What's that?
The producers and all them, they did not necessarily, or the network didn't necessarily like Michael Scott in season 1. So they changed his character a bit in season 2.
Okay.
And it was after Steve Carell played, or it was either season 2 or season 3. It was after Steve Carell played 40-Year-Old Virgin. They changed Michael Scott just to make him more like lovable. Still annoying, but lovable, that you kind of almost like accept his annoyance.
I was just watching. I'm like, bro, will you shut up?
Yeah. Yep.
But the what is it called? Diversity training.
That was a funny episode.
And he was like, yo, he's butchering the stand-up. Nah, it's like this, son. That popped me. That got me.
That's a good episode, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I have watched it. I will continue to watch it. I don't know if I'll make it to the end, but I will try.
I think you will.
As of right now, it's okay. It's pretty good. It's quick. So we'll see.
I think tonight you'll be able to finish season 1 and knock out part of season 2. Because knowing you, you're going to sleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So
more than likely.
Yeah. All right, so let's do it. Let's get into the weekly roundup news segment.
Let's do it. Let me pull up my handy dandy notes here.
Get the notes ready.
And I'm gonna let you go first on this one because
I don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already know what it is. I don't have to look at my notes because who am I? I am Rob, the Bitcoin guy.
That's a fact.
All my friends call me Bob, the Bitcoin guy.
I
don't like Bob. So.
Yo, I'm totally making you. I'm designing it. It's not even a question. I'm making you Bob, the Bitcoin guy.
No, if you do Rob, I'm okay with it.
As Bob, the Builder T-shirt. It's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Just do Rob, and I'm okay with it. Just not Bob. Just not.
All right. Rob the Bitcoin. I'll do both because the first one will be funny.
Okay.
But I'll release the second one.
Okay. So, since the last episode, this is my weekly Bitcoin update. Since the last episode, Bitcoin was sitting around $46,000 when we finished last week's episode. Okay. Today, a week later, it hit $58,500. So it jumped up $12,500 in a week.
Yeah.
1 week.
Full Bitcoin is out of my price range. I don't think I'm ever going to catch up. Don't think I'll ever catch up.
I think you can. So I think that's all the Bitcoin news I had to say. I just had to get that's a big update. You know what I mean? It's all over.
Very big update.
Real. The FOMO was real, bro.
1,000%.
I've been telling people for over a year. I told people to buy it when it was $3,800.
I remember when it was 7.
I remember when it was 3,800. 3800. $3,800.
Which is attainable.
Yeah. So then the next thing that I wanted to add is, did you see the Robin Hood, the CEO and the head guys get like just beat down by the whatever the hot seat, like they were in they had like the case or whatever. Can't even
Yep.
use my words right now.
They got murdered.
Yeah, and the
It
one
was
guy
a
just kept
slaughter.
avoiding the answer. He was just like, "Thank you so much for asking me that question. That was such a great question. I appreciate you asking that question." So when I was a kid, these things, and I was like, "Bro, answer the fucking question, you little dick."
I'm so glad that you asked that question because it's something me and my team have been, pondering for the last couple of weeks. But so and then another topic.
No, then it was like, "Your time is up. Your time is up." It's like, oh my god.
So annoying. So annoying.
All right, what do you got?
All right. So for me, let me pull up. Let's see. Xbox fans. They are going to put a FPS boost so that way the new Xbox Series has backwards compatibility for certain games.
Okay.
So, I mean, they named there's a lot that's coming out, but I'm not sure if it's going to be all the games, if it's going to extend to 360 like 360 did for Xbox One.
I don't think they'll go back as far
But
as 360, but
you don't think so?
maybe not right away.
True, true. But
They
that's
want to they
huge.
want to cater to the people who are still using Xbox One.
Yeah.
So you would think that, but yeah.
See,
Okay.
I never had an Xbox One. I've always been PlayStation guy, but I had a 360. 360 was fun.
Okay. All right. So I see the next thing on our news list is Animal Crossing was on my top. No, it was in my honorable mentions. They just added Mario characters and Mario like gimmicks to the Animal Crossing for Switch.
Yep.
I have not
Yep.
tried it out yet.
They have the I was watching a video on it. They have even the pipe that you
Oh,
can
really?
set apparently on one part of your island, and then you can use it to get to the other part of your island.
Oh, that's such a time saver.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Especially when you gotta run to grab something from this side and then run literally across the entire island to get back.
Yeah, no thank you. That's awesome.
And
I might play it tonight then.
they got the big droppy block guy
Oh,
from
okay.
Mario
Yep.
that you can put. Looks good. Looks cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it out then.
Let's see. So so apparently Biggie's mom's putting out a documentary on Biggie. Okay. I got a
Okay.
story to tell. And apparently this is gonna be unlike any other documentary because this is gonna have like more home footage. Like I
Oh.
guess that his mom has of him, more pictures and stuff. So I'm very excited to see that. That hits Netflix March 1st. So that's gonna be cool.
All right. All right. I think I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Absolutely. I love documentaries with that too.
Yeah. Because it's like someone that you've known and kind of grown up with as a celebrity, and then obviously his passing, but you get to see like, the behind the scenes stuff, and that's really interesting. Because I know that the Britney Spears docu is like really popular right now, but it's because you're seeing all the stuff that she's gone through, and you've essentially known Britney Spears since she was like what 16 years old. Now she's like 40,
Right.
so
Right.
you've
And
seen her.
it's always cool to see their human side, so to speak.
Hmm.
You know what I
I haven't
mean? Like
watched it, but yeah.
I haven't seen the Britney Spears one, but I know like the last time they did a Biggie one, they had a couple like behind the scenes thing, like when he was in the studio with Puff and stuff like that. So it's like it's kind of cool to be like, yo, they're real people too. You know what I mean? I think
Mm,
they put um that celebrity flash on them, so they forget that they're real people. And then you watch the documentary, it's like, oh, they went through this. You know what I mean? It's kind of cool.
yeah, it's cool. All right, I know that you're a fan, so I'm gonna ask you. You obviously saw the Cruella de Vil trailer.
Yes.
All right, tell me.
I think them casting Emma Stone was the greatest. Just range of voice, the way she looks. And this one kind of looks like it's told from Cruella. I know there's one person that's going to listen to this and make fun of me because I can't say it right. But Cruella's point of view, which is kind of cool because you always see it from the opposite end and you see it against her. So
But I
this
feel
kind of
like they're
shows you.
almost gonna like make her seem like a good person almost. It's almost
Yeah.
like it's almost gonna be like Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's a villain, but you don't hate her.
Yeah.
But then when you watch like 101 Dalmatians, you're like, no, no, she's bad.
You. Yeah. Like absolutely.
I
You
guess they
hate
did the
her.
same thing with Magnificent, Maleficent.
Maleficent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, they did the same thing with Joker too.
that's true.
Joker's supposed to be a villain, but
They
they
make him like
humanize him.
relatable. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
So
this one's the next one. I'm excited for this one because we're gonna do a review on this one.
I'm excited about this one.
The Mortal Kombat live action 2020, I guess remake of the Mortal Kombat trailer. Honestly, like the trailer was sick. It was
Yes, it
awesome.
was.
I think the coolest thing though that I was surprised to see on a trailer was when Sub Zero had Jax's arms up and just froze him and just snapped him off. I was like, did that just happen in a trailer?
Yeah. Yep. They show you how Jax gets his arms, and he's fighting somebody at the end. I can't remember who it was, and he puts his hand on the barrel of the gun, and all of a sudden he freezes it as he pulls the trigger, and you see
The bullet
the
freeze, yeah.
yeah. I think that's dope.
And then I thought I saw Reptile getting his heart ripped out. But
I think so.
I can't see them killing off Reptile, so that maybe that's like a maybe it's like part of his family or like one of his people or something.
Could be, because then that could lead into how he is the way he is too.
Yeah. Like
Um,
hiding his identity as a lizard or whatever.
yeah, I did go to Twitter and I did see a lot of people, well, Twitter and Instagram, a lot of people are upset by two things. They're worried that the original Mortal Kombat theme's not going to be in this. And I did notice in the trailer, the theme is there, but it's remixed if it makes any sense.
Oh, I think they're gonna put it in at like the end or something.
I
It's
think
gonna
they
be in there.
need to,
Yeah, they have to.
especially for all the Mortal Kombat fans, because as soon as they hear that, everybody's losing their mind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The second one was there's no Johnny Cage anywhere in the trailer. And people are very upset about that.
Well, they're saying the one character that people don't really know who he is.
Uh-huh.
They're saying that that's either Johnny Cage as like an alias, or before he becomes Johnny Cage, like the actor, because you know actors change their names.
Okay.
So they're
Yeah.
saying either that or he is the good version of Sub Zero.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So I don't know, but we'll see.
I'm so excited for all of it.
Yeah. All right, so we got like what, two more things?
Well, we got a couple things here.
Yeah. So why don't we go to Luke Cage and Iron Fist?
All right. So apparently, Luke Cage and Iron Fist are gonna have a team up series, kind of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, called Heroes for Hire on Disney Plus. And me personally, I gotta say, I went back and I watched like all the second and third seasons of like Luke Cage, of of Punisher, and of Daredevil. And when I saw the crossover episode with Luke Cage and Iron Fist, I didn't hate Iron Fist as much as everybody perceived to hate Iron Fist. Like I stopped watching it
Mm-hmm.
because everybody said Iron Fist was horrible. So
Yeah, same here.
I never saw Defenders. I never saw Iron Fist,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't hate it. So maybe it might be a good series.
I honestly think I stopped. Same thing. I watched the first two seasons of Daredevil, Jessica Jones season one, and Luke Cage season one. I didn't watch any of the Punisher, any Iron Fist, anything past. I didn't watch season three of Daredevil. I didn't watch the Defenders because I was like, all right, this is getting too much.
That's crazy.
But maybe I'll have to go
That's
back before the series starts.
Yeah, you haven't seen Punisher at all?
No.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll
Okay,
love it.
I'll have to go back and watch.
So you know how in Daredevil in the first season where they have all the fight scenes and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how like they have the long fight scene, but it's like really good.
Mm-hmm.
Punisher is pretty much the same thing. And it's
Right.
like 20 minutes of him fighting everybody.
Okay, I'm down with it.
All right.
So let's go into. Obviously, we always have to have a little wrestling talk. So there's two things that I've read about this week. Give you.
Okay.
I'll name them. We can talk about them real quick and move on.
All right.
All right. So one, there's news that came out that WWE superstars can no longer use Instagram, Twitter, and all their social media platforms to do promotions. So you know how like some of them do like promotions for like energy drinks or like meals, so like you know like they do like the meal kits and stuff like that. You've seen them?
Oh, yeah.
So they're no longer allowed to do those.
Okay.
So then I heard that like Lana and Mandy Rose were making like $400,000 to $600,000 a year by doing these like ads, these promotions. And now WWE is saying they can't do it anymore.
Hmm.
That's 400K to 600K a year that they are getting removed from their annual salary because WWE's like, nah, we're not allowed it anymore. And you can't. And again, not trying to shit on them, but Lana and Mandy Rose are not, most likely, it could be proven wrong, not making 400 to 600,000 downside guarantee at WWE, especially with no house shows.
I don't know. So
That sucks.
it. How can I put this? It does absolutely 1,000%. But at the same point, I feel like there's something bigger that's happening to where everything falls under that same umbrella that will make things 10 times better, and it will further enhance everything.
Well, I could agree with you on part of that because I could see why they got rid of Cameo. Why they stopped making the wrestlers use Cameo, because they're doing like their own WWE like virtual meet and greet. But I can't see how they're going to replace $600,000.
Well, I mean, and I think that's the thing too, like especially with like last week what happened. I think there's a lot of things that are coming out or moving forward that they can't necessarily talk about yet. So to everybody else looking outside in, they're just like, yo, this is messed up. What are they doing? Like, this is so wrong. Da 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 da. And then down the road, they're just like, oh snap, they came out with this. This is even better. This
Let's
is easier access.
hope.
Boom. Yeah. I mean that's what happened with the Cameo thing, and like that's what happened with the Twitch thing. They have their own Twitch series now. I saw Adam Cole on something with that.
Maybe he was on probably Up Down Down or something.
Oh, maybe.
But the only thing that I've seen against it is that like people are like, well, WWE is saying that these people wouldn't have a following without WWE. Which is why they're like, well, you're only able to make this money because we made you the star to have the popularity, to have the amount of fans, in order to get the promotions. So I was like, I could see that. I could get with it,
Understandably so, because it's more of an outreach. You know what I mean?
but then at the end of the day, it comes back to their independent contractors. Meaning that they should be able to go do whatever the fuck they want. And that's why Andrew Yang is like, I'm going after WWE. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we'll move on. I also saw that they're doing an NXT/Evolve like new series, and apparently
Ooh,
that's going to almost be um the minor leagues for NXT. So
that's
you know
gonna
how
be
like
dope.
NXT used to be the minor leagues for WWE, and now they're their own like they're like major league now brand. So now they're gonna do Evolve, but it's gonna be Evolve under the NXT banner as like evolving the next superstars. So like the
That's
minor.
gonna be so awesome.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about like that. Just shows how many more platforms that men and women have to perform on, and just gives them more opportunities. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah. I mean, you keep saying your boys are on AEW Dark and stuff too,
Yeah, yeah.
which is cool.
I love it. I love it. I'm so proud of them too.
Yeah.
It just shows like they put in the hard work every single day, week in and week out.
Mhm.
They are in that, and it's awesome.
Yes, sir. All right. You ready
Man,
to move in
I, I
to the
don't think the
next
pod world is
topic?
ready.
We said that they're gonna hate us. We said that they might hate us. We said they might hate us. So we'll see if they hate us.
Swig for the working man.
All right, boy. Start us off. How are we gonna do this?
I
Again,
don't
we
need
have no game plan
no,
at
no.
all. So we'll see how this goes.
That's one thing I love about the disaster party is that you can look at us and know that everything we're saying is real, and you know that there's nothing that we have pre-scripted. There's nothing we have pre-written. Just the news, because we want to remember that and tell you guys.
Yeah.
But
And then when we do like movie reviews, we write down notes. But
absolutely, but that's what we could deep dive to give you guys the true insight on everything.
mm-hmm.
Um, so I guess we could start this off with I'm probably going to get fired up. I'm probably gonna piss myself off. I'm probably gonna piss off a lot of other people too, because I'm just gonna speak from the heart. And that's what happens apparently when you speak your own mind and have an opinion about things in 2020 and 2021. But I digress. Um,
Let me start it off.
go for it.
I just
Go
thought of
for
it.
it.
Remember I was telling you earlier the door.
Yeah.
Can you hear that dog?
Yes.
All right. Um, start the combo. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Let me go.
okay.
Let me go do this. I'll be right back.
you
Just,
you had me on the edge of my seat. I'm like, Doris, yeah, I hear the dog. What's up?
oh no. I'm gonna talk about doors.
All right.
Just chat by yourself for a second. Talk to the pot. Talk to the pot.
I'll talk to the pod. So tonight, we are talking perspective and we are talking mindset. And there is a ton of different ways that you can go about this. And one thing that I have learned is no matter what happens to you in life, there are always three different things. There's what other people see, there's how you view it, and then there's the truth. But it depends on what perspective you start to view that in. You can view it in a negative perspective and go down a horrible road and be upset about it, or you can view it in a positive perspective and try to see what you can do to make the best out of a crappy situation to make that work for you. Turn lemon into lemonade.
Totally missed most of that, but I
Facts.
probably agree. All right. Here's the door.
All right.
This is how I look at it. When you think of mindset, positive or negative, right?
Uh-huh.
This is how I look at life now. And I said this to my dad earlier. Imagine every thought, negative or positive, opens a door.
Okay.
Just cracks it open. So let's just say today you're like, damn, my hair's shitty, or damn, I need to lose weight, or damn, like you beat yourself up, right, for whatever reason. You're now creeping open the door of, like, you know, self sabotage. Because here's the thing, if you creak the door open, you give the door space to continue to open. But if you
Mm.
don't allow that door to open, it can't continue to be it can't continue to be opened, right? So if you slowly start beating yourself up or doubting yourself or saying you can't, you're creeping that door open. The more you do it, the more that door opens to the point that that door is fully open. When the door is fully open, it's a lot harder to close at that point than it is in the beginning. Think about it. You walk by a door, it's cracked open, you just push it shut. When a door is fully open, and now all the thing that's coming through that door is self doubt and all that stuff, it's hard to pull against it because now you have to pull against all the stuff that you let into that door.
1,000%.
So, but it goes both ways. So if you feed yourself positivity and I can do it or things will happen, and just like you feed yourself with what you want instead of what you don't want, you're now opening the doors of positive instead of negative because it works both ways. So now you go, you know what, today's gonna be a fucking awesome day. And instead of looking at traffic as a bad thing, or you running late as a bad, whatever the case is, now you're going, okay, well, yeah, there's traffic, but at least I'm heading to work. Yeah, there's traffic, but I have a job to head to. I have a car that I'm in, and it's a cold day, but I'm in a warm car, and you start looking at it in a positive way, you're now opening that door and you're slamming that door open to more positive, like you're receiving more positive. Because
Yep.
you're opening the positive door instead of opening the negative door. And when that positive door is open, it's all easy. It's like your mind switches because then
Yep.
at that point you are now realizing that every single situation, whether good, bad, or in between, has always has a positive point to it. And literally, you might not think it in the moment. And again, I'll go deep here. My mom passed away when I was 26. Some would say, how the fuck is that a positive moment? How? Right? When that happened, I was not in a good place in life before that happened. That changed my outlook on life to then go, shit, life is really short and things can happen at any fucking point. So then that changed my mindset to now take things and appreciate things more, which then allowed me to then go and take more chances and take more opportunities that I was afraid to at first. And on top of that, it changed the relationship that I had with my father. So that is a positive too. So again, yes, that was a shitty situation that someone can go open that door of shit and just continue to let it hit you, or you it might not seem positive in the moment, but if you open the positive door, positive will come out of it. And at that point, like I said, that changed the way my thinking. It changed the way that I handle things. It changed the way I look at opportunities and chances, and it took the fear out of a lot of things. Realizing that, hey, if I say no to this opportunity, I could regret it, and I could die in 2 weeks, or I can die in a month, and I don't know. I have no control. And I know I'm ranting a little bit, but someone put on Facebook recently, and they said, I'm having a really shitty day. Does anyone have any advice on how? Oh no, it was like I'm having trouble get self motivated. Does anyone have any advice on how to get self motivated? And
Hmm.
I literally, my comment was, "You're gonna fucking die." They were like, what? And I said, that's what I tell myself when I need motivation. I say, I'm gonna fucking die. And they're like, that's morbid. And I was like, but it's real, because when you go, I have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for how many years? It could be 20 years, it could be 80 years, it could be 100 years. That's the only time you have. You don't have 25 hours in 10 days. You have 24 hours, 7 days a week. So by saying you're gonna fucking die, you don't know when. So get the fuck off your ass and go do something because you don't know if you're going to have tomorrow to do it next time.
Yep. Yep.
And then they were like, "Oh shit, I guess that makes sense." But I still don't want to tell myself I'm going to die. And I'm like, "You don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just telling you ask for advice, so I'm giving it to you."
I mean, you listen to Gary Vee just as much as I do. He always talks about how imagining his family members dying, and that's what motivates him to keep pushing out throughout the day. But
Yeah.
just like I said earlier, which you actually led into beautifully, it's all about perspective. You can have the perspective of this is shitty, we're just going to keep going, or you can have the perspective of this is fantastic, we're going to push through this. This is what I'm going to gain out of this. You know, this is how I'm going to push forward. And like piggybacking off of what you saying and going even deeper, I've dealt with it myself. I'm still dealing with it myself. You know, I lost my father be 4 years this March. And at first I was okay, and I was, kind of keeping strong for myself. I lost my friend 2 weeks later and trying to keep myself strong for them. But then, just like you said, that negativity door crept open a little too much. And then I lost myself and I spiraled out of control. And not only that, it leaks into everything else that you do. It's not just one area,
Mm-hmm.
But once you start to make that switch and then start seeing things as a positivity and start seeing as you get to instead of you have to, that's when things get different.
Mm-hmm. And I think gratitude plays a big role in that. Just like you said, it's like I get to. It's like yeah, because if you look at it, it's like I get to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people who don't have jobs.
Yep.
I get to drive, let's just say, my shitty car. Well, there's some people who don't have a car. Some people have to take the bus.
Yep.
So when you take the like when you take the complaining out of it of I have to, or like you said, it's like your mind just changes completely. Because you could go, oh, I have to get to work at 7. Okay, well, again, like I said, some people don't have a job to go to. Oh, my mortgage is due on the 1st. Okay, some people don't have a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I have
Yep.
to go. I have to go to the gym this morning because I want to look good. Oh, but I'm complaining about it. Okay, well, there's some people out there who wish they can go to the gym, but they don't have the ability to go to the gym. Whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's their, they don't have legs or arms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a
Yeah.
real thing. So when you take it and you look at it as gratitude, it literally changes everything. Like
Oh,
you have
absolutely.
no room to complain in your life at all if you look at it, because there's, again, like I said, there's always something to be grateful for.
Yep.
You hear people going, "Oh, I want the new fucking Xbox." Oh, it's like, cool. There's some people who still play Xbox 360 because they don't
There's
have
some
any other
people.
option.
There's some people who still play N64
Exactly,
because they
like
don't
Brent.
have the option. I don't think Brent plays anything
Well,
by
he plays
choice.
N64. Yeah, his is by choice though. Yeah, exactly.
So
But
he
that,
gets to play N64.
yeah, exactly. It's a choice to play N64. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it always comes down to um, I'm a big like what you think is what you create. And like I said with the door, it's like really, it's like if you're always thinking negative, you're that door is open. You've opened it. Like
Yep.
it's not creeping, and it's okay. Like it's okay to have negative thoughts. I don't have any problem with that. And that's like, you just let the door creep open. But you have to have like you have to have the focus to be like, am I beating myself up or thinking negative? Is it real? Because a lot of things that I look at is like, all right, this might be a negative situation here. Is it going to matter in a week? Is it going to matter in 2 weeks, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years? If the answer is no, I normally don't even. You can't even get my attention on it at all. Like you cannot get my attention on something that's not going to matter. And like,
I can see why.
yeah, if it doesn't matter in 2 weeks, I don't even like. Don't even bother telling me. And again, like I'll go into like 2020, right? Everyone kind of had a little bit of a panic with 2020, what's going on and stuff like that. At no point was I panicked. There was points that I wanted to be prepared, but at no point was I stressed, panicked, or negative about anything. I was like, things will work out. They always work out. Things will happen. Can I tell you? Okay, can I tell you a story?
Go for it.
This is like a legit thing. When I tell you that when I think about things, it's like you're thinking into creation, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you know the secret, right? That's kind of what they say.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you think into creation, but a lot of people are like, yeah, but you got to think and you have to do in order. You can't just think.
Yeah.
So Taylor laughs at me because anytime that we need money, which is it's rare, I never stress about it because I'm like money will always appear. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could make money. You could I could sell everything in this room and make something. I could sell all this shit behind me and make money. Right? Money's always there. Just how to get it. But every time, I think let's just say 3 times that we were in the situation that we might have needed money. We didn't need it, but we might have needed it. Again, being super positive, I just think everything's gonna work out, and I'm not exaggerating. Money shows up, dude. During the pandemic, she was stressing about like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And I said, everything will be fine. And she goes, of course everything's going to be fine because whenever you say something's going to be fine, it's always going to be fine. And then you shove it in my face because it'll be fine. Okay, whatever.
You
But
knew.
the last 2 times she said that, literally, I had checks that just appeared in the mail. Like, no joke.
Wow.
It was like a check. It was like a check for like a rebate or something, or a check from like an old job that like they owed me back pay or something, right? So during the pandemic, we're having this conversation the day before, okay? The day before.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, da 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 da. I go the next day, we go to the mailbox, and I was like, oh, no, I'm going to the mailbox, and I'm like, oh, watch, we're going to have money in the mail. We're going to have money in the mail. And she goes, shut up. No way. Oh. $1,000 in the mail.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to tell you where it came from, but an unexpected $1,000 in the mail, and again, it was not expected. We did not ask anybody for it, anything like that.
That's dope.
But to me, it's just like I don't allow myself to get sucked into it.
I agree. I agree. I think for me personally, um, I never try to worry or stress because I know whatever I worry and stress about, God will fix and He'll give back to me whenever I need it. I know that. And it's the same thing. I mean, I think too, and I'm always thinking, and that's why I'm up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm always thinking in different ways and ways to make things better. And all right, so here we go.
Do it.
So
I love how when we're going into it, we like get really close to the right? camera and we're like, "What's going on?
Let's go." All right. So I think a lot of the times the reason people stress and they worry is because they're without. And a lot of times when people are trying to accomplish goals or trying to accomplish their dreams, they're told they're not good enough, or they're told they can never do it, or they're told, you're too big, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too small, or they don't have enough money. And they take those judgments and that guilt and they let it seep deep into their heart, which they then start conforming themselves to believe the stories that other people have put on them, because other people are too scared and too afraid to hit their own dreams and goals, or too scared and too afraid to hit what they wanted to do, and they don't want the other person to do it. So that's why they project that it's not doable or that it's not possible. And
Yep.
again, that's two different perspectives of two different people, but uh, I never, and it's happened to me, and it's the reason of why I am where I am right now, and why I feel like I've stuck, and why I feel like I hit a wall, because I listen to every single person who has either told me like this, like you can ask any of my coworkers. I tell them all the time, listen, I'm going to use Bitcoin and I'm going to buy property. And they're like, here goes Andy again talking about buying property. Oh, that's never going to happen. Well, guess what? When I buy property, I'm coming back and I'm going to show you that it happened. Why? Because I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for my future family. I'm doing it because that's my dream to have. And it doesn't matter how much you keep telling me that it's not going to happen, because I will make it happen, because I have the perspective and I can see it and I can think it through to see it in its vision. Mm-hmm. And I realized today as I was lifting is that since OTW kind of left and OTW stopped working on a daily basis, I felt that sense of loss. And then I started forgetting like who I am, and I started like listening to everybody saying like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing this anymore. You're too old, or you're this, that, and the third." And like in my mind, like I forgot like me and my perspective. And you know what? Forget that. You know, you got to remember who you are. You got to push for your dreams. You got to work for your dreams. You got to keep putting in the work. If you want it, go for it, chase it. It doesn't matter how you could be 56 years old, and guess what? You're flying off top rope. I can't think of his name right now, but I saw it done. Like, you have to stop letting guilt get into you. You have to stop letting other people tell you what your life is going to be and telling you how to live your own life. Because guess what? When it's time to die, guess who's laying in that casket? You are. They're not. But you're going to let them live all the life that you have left over? Nah, forget that. Do what you want to do.
It's like people, like you said, people live for other people's opinions. So it's like, that's why I think you need to, when you have that negative door open and it's like full swing, then you can hear those things that people are saying, and then that will play a role into your actions. And at the end of the day, if you live based off of other people's opinions, like Andy's saying, is you're not living for yourself anymore. You're basically going, hey, I'm going to go try this, and someone goes, why would you do that? And then you don't try it. So now you're living based off of someone else's opinion of yourself. But like Andy said, when you die, you're dying alone. And again, their opinions aren't paying your bills, so it really doesn't matter what anyone else has to say about what you're doing. As long as you are happy, healthy, and you're not hurting anybody, no one should have an opinion on what you're doing. They might be like, oh, but I'm protecting you. Well, guess what? Life is about mistakes and choices. And you telling me what to do is not allowing me to make my own choice and my own mistake. If I make a mistake, if I make a wrong decision, I will live with that because it's my life. You don't have to live with that. Me doing something that you disagree with has no effect on your life. I mean, unless it's like your husband or wife or something, then yeah, maybe, financially that could do that. But when you're just like being yourself, like who's to say, oh, that job is not right for you, or you're too old for this, or you're too fat for that? Like, who the fuck? Like, who put the mirror right back at you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who are you to say anything about anybody else? I just don't understand it. And like, I hear stories all the time of people just being like, oh, someone said this or someone said this. I'm like, who cares? Yep. Well, I appreciate their opinion. Okay, then listen to their opinion, take it in, and make your own opinion based off of their opinion. But don't make a decision just based off of their opinion, because now you are giving your choices in life to somebody else. Who cares? Why? I don't want to live for somebody else.
No, not at all. And it's crazy when you think of it at that perspective. You're telling yourself that you don't matter, that what you do doesn't matter, mm-hmm. and that someone else's perspective of you, someone else's opinion of you matters more than your own life.
Mm-hmm. And you can't judge people on where and what they do, because at the end of the day, just because it's not where you would be or what you would do does not mean it's wrong. Because some of the happiest people I know are not always the most financially set people. They might not always be the most flashy people, the smartest people, the dumbest. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they are or what they aren't. Some of the most happiest people I know are because they are being themselves for themselves, not caring about what other people think about themselves.
Yep. Yep.
Like those are the happiest people I know. But you know, I think the reason why we said that people might hate us for this is because that's a hard pill to swallow. Is like you obviously care about what other people think, and you some people go to other people for opinions and advice, but we're not saying not to do that. It's more don't live your life based on other people's opinions. Don't go
Yeah.
solely based off of other people's opinions. Make decisions yourself. Take the chances yourself because the last thing you want to do is be on your deathbed or be in an old folks home going, "Damn, at the age of 20, I wish I did. At the age of 30, I wish I did. I regret not taking that opportunity. I regret not taking that chance."
I think a lot of people also, I heard a quote where the elephant as a baby, they put a stake in the ground and they put a chain around his neck and, put the stake in the chain and the elephant can't go anywhere. Now the elephant's a full grown adult, some 7 tons, 8 tons. They're still not moving because that little stake is in the ground. AKA, people have taken other people's opinions and they've manifested it into their own story so much that they don't realize that they can rip that thing out and cause chaos. And a lot of people see where they are and they're like, this is all I can achieve.
Because that's what they're
And
told.
because this is all I can achieve, this is all you can achieve. And if you think that you can do better than me, well, you're just you're just you're wrong. You're wrong. You can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. And
Like
it's
you said, like you said before, is that people normally, not always, normally, that people who shit on you and tell you that it's not going to work or don't do that, most of the time it's because they wish they could and they don't have the opportunity or the drive or the motivation or anything to do it. Like, um, we're watching a show, it's about like a football player. Uh, forgot what it's called. But basically, he lived in like a low income area, and everyone's like, "You're not gonna make it. You're never gonna get out of this area. No one ever gets out of this area. You're never gonna do anything." And he had to fight that by being told he's never gonna leave the area, never gonna do anything with his life, and he ended up becoming like a pro football player.
oh
But there's
wow,
stories like that all the time that you're surrounded
absolutely.
by the negativity. But again, it really comes down if you open that door or not. If
Well, see, on the other aspect,
there's two doors, right? There's an in and out, positive, negative. Whatever doors open wider is the door that you're gonna receive more. So yeah, you again that the negative door can be open a little bit, but if it's open wider than the positive door, you're getting the negative all the time. The negative will win every time. Any
yep,
chance that you have to do anything in life, you're always gonna go, what if it fails? What if I'm not good at it? If that negative door is open wider than the positive door.
yep,
That will always be the case.
yep.
My negative door is open like 2%. My positive door is open 110. Like I
You
push it open even further.
you gotta be, and a lot of people use that negativity to push them forward. A lot of people feed off that negativity and use it as fuel. But again, that's turning lemons into lemonade. You're using that negative perspective to say, okay, what can I use to make this positive for my gain? And that's how people work harder. That's how people work smarter, and they all think it's talent and it's work.
I wish we got like a fan like questions or like a feedback so we can kind of like how we would handle a certain situation or something cuz again, I know between you and I, like we've had rough times, but we've always kind of worked through it, and we've had some downs and ups. But I don't know. Like when? Okay, here's a question. When
Okay.
do you think your your like mindset changed in a positive way? Like I said, I've already explained.
Mm.
I was not this way before my mom passed. I know I wasn't. I was very like lazy, get to the point. I'll get it done when it gets done. No motivation. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not worrying about tomorrow. I'm not worrying about yesterday. It's just I'm in it now. Like who cares, right? And then that kind of was like, this is a wake up call. I need to make some changes. I need to stop letting blah 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 blah. And then it's like it started and then it kind of just built up to where I am now.
Hmm.
And it took time, obviously. And it's just like, yeah. So what about you? What?
I think I've always before dad died, I had the positive perspective. Um, I mean, I used to always listen to audios and podcasts, and try to prime my mind, so to speak. But I think it wasn't until after dad died, actually, to when I took the most action, wasn't until Miami, our last Miami,
2019?
2019. It was something Lauren had said that kind of made me see the perspective of you're not guaranteed life. And the people you love and the people you lost would want you to do the best and the most with the life you have and the time you have right now. And I started thinking deep. Actually, you made me think of this. I can't fully remember the question, but it was something on the lines of, if you die tomorrow, what are you leaving behind for the people you love? When you think deep on that, and you think of why you're doing certain things, why you're saving money, why you're investing, why you're putting the time and effort into the gym to stay healthy, why you're trying to build a career or a brand, you understand that if you were to die tomorrow, how would that affect everybody else? And like for me, I started thinking towards the future. I started thinking for my family. I started thinking if I if I have a little one, like I don't want to leave this earth not knowing that they will be okay for the future. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody else tell me that I'm not good to accomplish my goals to provide that for them. Like I said before, I'll give anybody the shirt off my back. I literally am the modern day Robin Hood.
Just don't call yourself Robin Hood because then you might get sued with all of the other shit going on,
that's
you know?
that's all true. Not the investing kind. I'm talking about the bow and arrow and rob from the rich, give to the poor, or give to the whatever. But it's just like when you think about it that way, it changes your mind and it changes your aspect on it. Like Miami, I stayed out. I wanted to party more. I stayed at South Beach longer. And it was like if I could have died in a plane crash that day, or I could have gotten home and I could have gotten sick and died. And then look where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. That's the last trip I went on, you know? And the one thing I absolutely hate, and I hate to keep bringing this up, but it's people guilting or people feeling like they need other people's approval or other people's happiness to be able to move forward and do what the hell you want. You need your own happiness to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
need your own perspective and your own mindset, because not everybody's going to think like you. Not everybody's going to be as creative as you are, and that's what makes us special. Is we all have our own different minds. And I think when I started to realize that is when I started putting plans and goals into perspective. And Trace was telling me this the other day. for today is that, take a piece of paper, start writing out your goals, and then break them down into smaller goals, and then break them down into smaller goals. But the problem I'm not hitting, and I'm starting to realize this, is like I have a problem of committing to certain things myself, to where I'll see them through, but then I'll catch somebody who will guilt me, and I'll start to think about that, and it'll start to get in my mind, and then I'll start to pull back.
You left the
And
door
now,
open, bro.
exactly, and you let that door open, it will flood. And on your perspective of that door, you got to walk into the room to close the damn door and get hit with all of that. But at the same point,
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like, no, I'm going to push forward. I want to provide for my family. I want to be able to buy that property, not for myself, but that way so my family has some place to live. And having other people hold you back on that, you're telling you're telling your family, or in my case, I'm telling my future family, that they're not good enough for me to put the work in so that way they can provide. So then why the hell would they love me if I won't sit there and put my neck out for them? Why the hell should they be with me if I'm not willing to build up that future for them? Fuck that. I need to put in the work. I need to put in the build. I need to get there. I'm getting fired up.
All right, I'll cut you. I'll take it down. So some people might go like, "How do we start?" Right? Because it's not as easy just to be like, "Yeah, think positive," because that's unrealistic. Like you can't, especially if the door is already open, the negative door is open. It's hard to close. So first, you need to realize, is the negative door open? Right? Then you have to come to the self-realization that, do you want that door closed? Because some people love living in misery. Like some people just love that shit. I don't know how.
1000%.
Some people love that shit. So realize that the door's open. Realize if you want to close the door. Then you have to start with just like small like habits. Again, just like to create a new habit, you have to start anywhere. Just think a new way. You have to start. You have to start somewhere. So just start with just appreciating something. So again, if you wake up, let's just say, right? Again, it's wake up with gratitude. Let's just say you go to make coffee and you ran out of milk. You might get frustrated and be like, "Oh, today's gonna be a shitty day.
I got no milk.
I got no milk." But
Put some
again,
water on that.
do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just drink it black. Like, you don't need milk. You don't need cream. Just drink it. And then, again, spin it and be like, okay, yeah, it sucks. There's no cream. But I just saved $4.50 by not going to Starbucks.
Yep. Yep.
There's different ways to look at it. Just like, again, you can even just start your day as, I'm grateful that I woke up today, because there's people in this world that did not wake up today.
Yep.
I'm grateful that I have somewhere to go, a job, or something like your own business, or even if you something. Be wake up grateful. Be like, I am grateful that I am providing comfort to somebody today, or I'm financially helping somebody, or I'm the breadwinner of my family. Like there's always something. There's just start the day with gratitude and then slowly just work from there. And if you do it there, you do that for a week and then add the gratitude to later in the day. And then if you have a rough day, you stub your toe. Well, at least my toe didn't fall off. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always something.
I want to piggyback off of what you said earlier too, about how misery loves company. And
Yeah.
a lot of the time, people take what other people have said. And I know I've been on guilt, but people take what other people said and they make that their story. So no matter how happy they are,
Mm-hmm.
they self-sabotage themselves to get
Self-sabotage is
back,
such a big thing.
right? To get back into their sad or depressed or angry feelings. And a lot of it has to deal with body language as well. So like, if you ever feel like you're upset or you're depressed, like stop and think like, what is going on right now? Why am I upset? What does this mean to me? And then break that down. And then, sit back, lift your shoulders back, put your head up, chest out, smile. Guess what? I can't make a friendly face to smile. Be crazy, be wild, be stupid. Smile. You can't be upset if you have a smile on your face. You can't be upset if you're here. But if I'm here, it's easy for me to feel upset.
I am so sad.
It's easy for me to feel sad.
So very sad.
Like I'm literally getting sad just by
My
being like
my
this.
donut from Dunkin' Donuts only had 16 sprinkles instead of 18. I'm so
So
sad.
sad. They discontinued my favorite thing about it. Now I can't. That guy cut me off in traffic.
You know why he cut you off? Because his life, he's in a rush. He could have woken up late to work. Has nothing to do with you.
Oh, that's a different perspective. Hold up. Let's
Hold up
stay
real
there for
quick.
a second.
Hold up real quick. You said self-sabotage, so I just want to touch on that.
I'll go for it.
The second you say I am and it's followed by something negative, you are already putting yourself behind. You are already putting yourself behind. The second you go, I am fat, I am this, I am lazy, I am da da da, you've already lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go, people think I'm, that's another thing. You could still fight against that one. People think I'm annoying. Okay, people think I'm annoying, but again, I can remove that and go, I don't think I am, so it's okay. But at the second you go, I am, followed by something negative, you have a lot of work to do.
That's public gratification too. When they say people think, sometimes people take that a little too, like they take it too hard. You know what I mean?
But yeah, when to me it's just like when you start saying negative things about yourself, that's self-sabotage. So then you're putting yourself in a no-win situation. Because no matter what you do, you're always going to think you're doing worse than you are.
Yep.
I'm a terrible student. So even if you get a B, you're going to be like, "See, I didn't get an A. I'm a terrible student."
Yep.
And you go in for a raise and be like, "I don't deserve a raise. I'm not going to get a raise." And even if you did get a raise, you're going to be like, "Oh, the person next to me got $2. I got $1.50. Ugh.
Yep.
See, I'm not as good as them." You're always
Oh,
setting
that's another one.
you're always setting yourself up for failure when you do that.
It's like the temperature story. You know, if you look at how your heat works in your house, right? You set the heat to like a higher temperature because it's cold in your room. What's it going to do? It's going to raise up until it gets to that temperature. But if it goes 1 degrees over, guess what it's going to do? It's going to shut off until the heat comes down. So that way it gets to such a temperature that it's got to kick back on again and raise up. But it only goes to that spot that you set it. Same thing with self-sabotage. When you're starting to get good, you're starting to get great, you're starting your groove, maybe I'll have that cookie. I did good in the gym, or I've been on my meal plan. Maybe I'll have that cookie. Maybe I'll take today off from training in the gym, and I'll be fine. I'll be good for next week. And then all of a sudden next week comes, you know, I'll just eat a sleeve of Oreos. I did enough cardio. It's cool.
I did
You
enough
know
over the
what?
last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'll just go to the gym like once or twice. You know what? I'm not gonna read tonight because I don't need to know about Bitcoin. It's just gonna go up. I don't need to know anything new about it.
There's so much to learn.
And then you start that self-sabotage, you start that downward spiral, and it starts to become a habit, but it's a new habit.
It's a negative habit.
Absolutely.
And those are harder to break because it's easier to give up.
You always give up for the our bodies are wired to survive and to find the easiest way of how we do not get into pain. And sometimes the things we want to do, the things we want to work for, causes pain. And in our minds, we're like, well, how can we get around that?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to say that we touched on a lot.
We did.
We've
We
been
did.
going on for a lot.
We did.
I don't want people to absolutely hate us. So, why don't we both do like final words
Okay.
and then we'll plug out and
I'm
then we'll
down.
see how much people hate us by the end of this. Or by
Who
the time,
knows?
yeah, by the time people finish at this episode.
We might get a. Who knows? Maybe people love us. We'll get a part two.
Ooh, part two, follow up.
Ooh.
And then maybe the part two will be like questions and answers.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, me too. I think that'd be fun.
I'm down with that. I think we might have to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll post it up.
depends on how well this episode does, and if people actually gave a shit about it.
That's fair. That's fair. All right.
All right, final words.
Final words. You want to go first? You want me to?
Don't matter.
All right. If there's anything that I can tell you guys is that I want you guys to absolutely reach not the stars. I want you to reach past that.
To the moon.
So, I don't want you guys to be held back by guilt. I don't want you guys to be held back by negativity. I don't want you guys to create a story about yourselves that's not true. I want you guys to always, always, always push forward. Always forward, never backwards. And no matter what, if you have a negative thought, say 5. I got a rock. I don't know where it is at the current moment, but if I find it, I'll post it up. I have a rock.
A rock.
that I literally keep in my pocket, and every time I touch it, I have to say 5 things I'm grateful for. So no matter what, it resets my mind to remember the things in life that makes me happy. And if what makes you happy is going to play video games, what makes you happy is investing, building a life for your family, don't let anybody else tell you can't do that. Keep pushing for it. I believe in you.
As long as you have goals.
Yes.
Like sitting there and just playing video games just to play video games is not. You're not doing anything for yourself.
They might be on a team.
No, if they're on it,
And
I'm saying yes, I'm cool with that. In my opinion.
Yes.
If you're on a team or trying to be a Twitch guy or professionally, cool, play video game. But if you're just like, that's all you're doing.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
All right. So what I'm gonna say is, I have something over here. Okay. I walk past this every single day. I read it every single day. It's simple, but to the point. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna show it to the video first.
Okay.
Read that out for me, Andy.
Change your thoughts and you change your world.
That's it. Literally. Just instead of saying you are bad, say I'm great. Just tell yourself you're awesome. At the end of the day, it might sound super weird, super corny, but again, I'd rather me, or again, I'm going to talk from my perspective. I'd rather tell myself I'm awesome and tell myself I'm good at something or I'm a good dad or whatever than to ever be like I'm so bad and just like put that nonsense. I mean, if you're doing bad things, then okay, maybe you're a bad person, but where we are all very unique and there's only one of us in this world, so there's no one out there that is like you. So for you to ever feel like you are not good enough or not a good at blank or not capable of blank, you're holding yourself back. You're your own worst enemy. And again, like I said, we're so unique. We each have a purpose. Find it, push it, believe in yourself. And at the end of the day, if it don't matter, don't let it bother you. Drama feeds that door. Drama opens that door. And that's why people love to have that door open and just gossip drama all the time. Did you hear about Sally? Oh my God, she got a new car. Oh my God, what'd she do? Did she sleep with the boss? Like, fuck off. You just jelly because you don't got that car. But again, don't let other people's opinions of you change the way that, or change the life that you want, or the life that you're capable of getting. That's just me. I can go on forever because that's all I do. It's either I'm talking about Bitcoin or positivity. So this is yeah. And now
Makes two of us.
I'm positively talking about Bitcoin and positivity.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, I can't. I'm done. All right.
It's funny. I hear you on that because I'm the same way now. And you can ask any one of my coworkers. They're like, "Yo, can you just let me have a bad day?" And I'm like, "Nah,
Nope.
bro. Like, let's go."
There's always someone. There's always someone that is having a worse day than you. There's always someone that is having it worse than you. There's always someone that is going through something worse than you, handling something worse than you, working somewhere worse than you. So you can't complain. I mean, you can complain, but always have gratitude. Because if you really complain about your job or anything that much, you probably should just leave the job.
Change it.
That goes for everything. Relationship, work, career, anything that you could change.
Change your situation.
Complaining about it that much, and there's nothing you could do to change the situation, then leave the situation. If you can't change the situation, change the situation.
Facts.
Anyways, all right, so that was our ramble. I don't even know how long that was, but I feel like we've been going for a while. So again, if you made it this far, we appreciate it.
If you still like us this far, we appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate it. So next week we will be a little bit more on topic, and again, like I said early in the episode, that we're going to do a DC focused episode next week to go deep dive into DC characters to get you prepped for the new Justice League movie coming out in about a month or less. So again, if this wasn't your cup of tea, again, we appreciate you making it this far. We appreciate all the support and love, like I said earlier, on all the social media platforms, on love, rate, review, all of the things. Yeah. Anything else, Andy? I don't know.
I think you pretty much hit on everything. I'm excited for next week. As always, for me, thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you guys for listening to us. I appreciate it. And next week will be fun.
And if this was helpful at all, message us. I'd like to hear it. Andy would like to hear it. And
Absolutely.
Again, if you guys really did like this episode, because again, we don't know, not yet, we can do a part 2 with like Q&A and stuff. I think that'd be fun.
You know what I think we'll do? If it does do well, we'll throw it up on social media. We'll somehow find a way to put it on every single platform to get your questions out. And we'll read your questions live on the pod and answer your questions.
Yeah, see if we can help out.
I'm excited.
That'd be cool. All right. So for the Disaster Party podcast, this is Rob. And this guy over here is
Andy.
Thanks again. Follow us, like, share, review, subscribe, comment. Tell your friends, tell your family. Leave reviews.
Do it.
Say what's up.
Say what's up.
We out.
We out.
We out. Until next time, everyone. Peace out. Watch more Office, Andy.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
good. All right, bye.